This is News 25 with Deanna O'Donnell. News 25, local news you can count on. News is brought to you by J.K. Nelson Law. Give them a call, 727-9900. News is also brought to you by Desert View Hospital. You can count on us.
Welcome to KPVM TV and Ace Country Radio's News 25. I'm Deanna O'Donnell. Today is Friday, April 14th. Well, Nye County Sheriff's Office deputies were dispatched to a weapons offense last night on Banyan Street. Deputies with the Nye County Sheriff's Office were dispatched for a call of a weapons offense on Thursday night on Banyan Street here in Pahrump. Upon arrival, Deputy Mendez with the Nye County Sheriff's Office says that he heard active shooting in the area. He also says that he saw two individuals in the backyard of a residence actively discharging a weapon towards a residence. Those individuals were identified as Darius Price and Shaheen Alavi Mohadam. At that time, the two individuals cooperated with police and put their weapons down. Other deputies arrived on scene, and during a safety sweep of the residence, deputies located a black Glock model 31 .357 caliber weapon that they say Shaheen Alavi Mohadam admitted that was also being discharged. A records check was conducted and showed that the Glock was reported stolen out of Texas. Alavi Mohadam admitted that that firearm was his. There was an additional individual that reportedly left the residence at that time, and police searched the area for that person who was said to have a firearm on him as well. Pahrump Valley Fire and Rescue were put on standby, as well as Mercier. There were no injuries reported at the time. Police detained 4 individuals in total. Officers arrested Darius Price, who is in violation of possession of a firearm by certain persons prohibited from possessing a firearm. Price has been convicted of the crime of battery, which constitutes domestic violence. He is also facing charges of discharging a weapon where other people might be present. Police say that both individuals were firing their weapons in a residential neighborhood. Shaheen Alavi Mohadam is facing 1 count of possession of stolen property. Both individuals were taken into custody and transported to the Nye County Sheriff's Office Detention Center. The other 2 individuals that were detained were released by the Nye County Sheriff's Office. There is no other individual that is outstanding. Police searched the area. The other 2 individuals were released without incident. Well, Pahrump Valley Fire and Rescue were dispatched this afternoon, actually at this very moment, to a debris fire that has been rekindled at 2 Star Towing. They were there this morning. We're going to show you our conversation with Fire Chief Scott Lewis at the scene.
Pahrump Fire Rescue is initially dispatched to a brush fire with extension to nearby materials. Upon Engine 4's arrival, they found instead a large rubbish fire. There were no immediate exposures. However, they did have a water supply issue as this fire occurred in an area without hydrants. They commenced master stream operations, which is the large diameter guns that are affixed to the top of the engines, which deliver high flow water. They also have a water supply established via our mobile tenders, and also DPM has a water tender here as well. Crews are making good progress, as you can see behind me. All the materials are protected. There were no injuries, so there are no life safety issues. The fire is thought to be accidental in nature. We are located off of Charleston Park at 2 Star Towing. The materials that are burning behind us are not necessarily hazardous. They're the same materials that would burn in an ordinary house fire. There are no stored flammable liquids or anything on any other types of hazardous materials specifically. This is wood frame structures from previously manufactured dwellings that have since caught fire.
And defendant Christopher Storm was in district court once again before the Honorable Judge Kim Walker. Storm's attorney Kelly Blatnick sat before attorney Nathan Gent, who was handling some of the defendant's cases. The discussion before the court was to move all of his current cases under one counsel.
Defendant Christopher Storm was in district court on Wednesday for an arraignment hearing on one of his 9 cases making its way through the court system. Storm and his wife, Leah Versilli, have been frequent defendants in the courtroom. Storm allegedly attempted a carjacking on a vehicle near the intersection of Highway 160 and 372. The driver of the vehicle allegedly refused to give the suspect a ride for a reported $1,000, according to police, so he got inside the car while occupied and drove away, running over an elderly pedestrian who was later transported to UMC Trauma Center with multiple fractures. During the court hearing, Christopher Storm continued to try and get away from the camera shot and said he wanted all of his cases put with the new public defender, Kelly Blatnick.
Now, as you recall last time, Mr. Storm, you didn't like Mr. Jett, and you wanted me to replace Mr. Jett, but you couldn't give me a valid reason why Mr. Jett could not serve as your attorney. However, it is my understanding that there may be a reason now, and that is that you have several other cases with Ms. Blatnick. And so Ms. Blatnick, understanding maybe you have 9 other cases, something like that, down the justice court?
Yes, Judge, between 9 and more than that. And it just makes sense in order to do a global offer for the same counsel to handle all of Mr. Storm's cases. And given Mr. Gent's caseload, it just seems logical to have me handle all the cases rather than having to go through 2 attorneys.
I met with counsel this morning in my chambers, and it most certainly does. But I'm going to tell you, the fact that a defendant doesn't like their attorney is not a reason for me to replace the attorney. We don't get along. What I'm looking for is competent counsel. I've had a number of trials with Mr. Jett. I have no doubt that Mr. Jett, I know for a fact Mr. Jett is competent and will do a good job. I've had a number of trials in my courtroom with him. So, Mr. Storm, I'm going to tell you that the only reason that I do think it doesn't make any sense to have one attorney on one case and have a whole bunch of cases with another attorney. So what I'm going to do at this time is substitute Ms. Blatnick in as your attorney.
Attorney Blatnick will be defending Storm for his July 30th, 2022 case of an alleged hit-and-run where he is facing charges of duty to stop at a scene of an accident, attempted robbery, attempted kidnapping, resisting a public officer, and possession of drugs, as well as his April 9th, 2022 case of owning and possessing a firearm by a prohibited person, his May 3rd, 2022 case of arson to the 3rd degree, his May 17th case of battery resulting in substantial bodily harm, his June 1st, 2022 case involving him possessing a dangerous weapon, his July 24th, 2022 case involving possession of a stolen vehicle, his December 6th, 2022 case involving battery by a prisoner, and any other cases that may be outstanding for the defendant Christopher Storm. Storm will remain in custody until the new trial date, and the trial date was set for February 12th to the 15th of 2024.
All right, more news on the other side of this break.
Watching News 25, the most recognized and farthest-reaching local news in Nye County. News 25, local news you can count on.
Well, the U.S. Bureau of Labor Statistics has issued a report to the state regarding workforce fatalities. For 2021, the Silver State saw a total of 43 work-related fatalities in 2021 from the 37 the previous year. Fatal occupational injuries in the state have ranged from a high of 71 in 2007 to a low of 24 in 2009. Nationwide, a total of 5,190 fatal work injuries were recorded in 2021, a 9% increase from 4,764 in 2020. In Nevada, transportation incidents resulted in 19 fatalities, accounting for 44% of all fatal workplace injuries. Violence and other injuries by persons or animals, and falls and slips and trips each accounted for 7 fatalities. Worker deaths from transportation incidents were up 14 over the year. Worker fatalities due to violence or other injuries by persons or animals were up from 5 over the year, and fatal work injuries from falls and slips and trips were down from 8. Nationally, transportation incidents were the most frequent fatal event in 2021, accounting for 38% of fatal work injuries. Falls, slips, and trips were the second most common fatal event, 16%, followed by both exposure to harmful substances or environments and violence and other injuries by persons or animals, which is 15% each, and contact with objects and equipment, 14%. The private construction industry sector in Nevada had 13 fatal workplace injuries, up from 9 the previous year. Well, police are still investigating a fiery crash that occurred early Thursday morning at approximately 1:10 a.m. on the property of the Nevada National Security Site involving 2 vehicles. According to the Nye County Sheriff's Office, preliminary investigation revealed that 1 vehicle was on fire as a result of that crash. 2 deceased occupants were discovered inside the vehicle. The driver of the other vehicle was transported via Mercy Air to UMC Trauma Center in Las Vegas. Nevada State Police and the Nye County Sheriff's Office are investigating the names of the persons involved, and that names will be released at a later time pending notification of the next of kin. And the Nye County Sheriff's Office has reported that they have responded once again to the Nevada National Security Site this afternoon for a rollover crash. There's no further information at this time as to the details of that crash. Of course, we will keep you posted either on our KPVM Facebook page or on our broadcast on Monday. Josh Osborne talks about junk computer programs that can slow you down in your computer that causes issues in the long run.
Hey guys, Josh Osborne here with Pahrump Zone Great Computer Deals. It's time for another quick tutorial. Today's topic, the most common issues we see at our computer repair center and how to avoid them, part 3. You think the biggest technology issue facing our customers this day and age would be their lack of computer knowledge. That's actually not the case at all. You'd be surprised to find that 50% of the problems that we help people solve are completely avoidable regardless of a customer's computer literacy. Today's issue, too many junk programs. When you buy a new computer in the store these days, you're already at a huge disadvantage because they pre-install what we like to call bloatware. These are software programs that are not malicious in nature, but offer nothing to the customer and are usually just an attempt to make more money off of it. Examples of these programs are trial versions of security software like McAfee, like Norton, and other utilities that offer little value and are simply just constant reminders to purchase more products from a specific manufacturer. And don't get me wrong, a big reason for computers having too many junk programs is also the fault of the computer owner themselves. Browser toolbars, buggy screensavers, antivirus software that uses up all of your resources, and various other junk applications will cause your computer to run slow. We recommend folks stay away from downloading and installing these worthless programs. Stick to name brand software from companies like Microsoft, Adobe, etc. So how do we avoid these problems? Well, it's really hard to buy a computer without some form of bloatware already pre-installed. At our computer store, we pride ourselves on offering machines with a clean install of Windows. If you buy yours elsewhere, you can always bring it in to us and we'll reinstall Windows without all that bloatware for a very fair cost. This will allow your desktop or laptop to run smoothly without all those background processes that are created with junk programs. If you guys still need help, well, come on down to our store. We're located at 1190 East Highway 372, across the street from Pizza Hut, and in that same plaza as Game Corner, Arcade, and Fun Center. Or just give us a call, 775-990-8833. We're open Monday through Friday from 9 to 3. Anyway, that's it for today's lesson. I will catch you guys on the next one.
All right, well, you're Save a Pet and more on the other side of this break.
You're watching News 25, brought to you by Mountain West Lawyer, Injury Attorneys, 727-9500. News 25, local news you can count on.
Well, the names of a plane crash victims has been released. The crash that occurred on Tuesday at Cal Nev Era. The Clark County Office of the Coroner Medical Examiner has identified the victims of the plane crash that occurred on Tuesday, April 11th, as the husband and wife. The pilot was 72-year-old Glenn Robert McKenna, and the passenger, his wife, 70-year-old Bonnie Jean McKenna, both of Cal Nev era. The deaths were determined to be accidental due to blunt force injuries. The pilot and his passenger were flying a Glass Air Glass Star, according to the FAA report, when the plane reportedly crashed around 11:25 a.m. south of Searchlight, Nevada. Clark County Fire was called to the scene along with the FAA. And today's health report has to do with a vaccine for breast cancer.
Nobody on my mother's side or my father's side had breast cancer that we know of, so it was quite a shock.
Jennifer Davis has been on quite the roller coaster ride since being diagnosed with triple-negative breast cancer back in 2018.
The first thing that prompted me to go to the doctor was I had found a lump in my left breast.
The mother of three says from there, she continued with more testing before eventually coming to Cleveland Clinic.
She went through very aggressive and typical chemotherapy.
And by the time she was done with treatment, an opportunity came along to be a part of the hospital's breast cancer vaccine trial, which aims to prevent triple-negative breast cancer by prompting the immune system to attack the tumor and keep it from growing.
There is a window of time after a patient's diagnosis and treatment that they were eligible for this study. And thankfully, Jen was still within that window and actually became our first patient who enrolled in the trial and got treated with the vaccine.
Fast forward to now, and Jennifer hasn't had any serious complications. She also remains cancer-free.
The day I got the first vaccine, I was very excited. I didn't really think twice about it, and I've had people tell me, well, weren't you nervous? And honestly, I wasn't.
And while Jennifer may not directly benefit from the vaccine, she takes pride in knowing it could help save lives in the future.
And eventually one day, down the road, it could prevent triple-negative breast cancer altogether. So to not have that anymore, I'm so hopeful.
For Cleveland Clinic, I'm Brittany Harris.
That is amazing. Well, in today's Save a Pet, we're going to meet a wonderful pit bull named Thumper that is available at our local animal shelter.
Hi, I'm Tasha and we're here at the Nye County Animal Shelter. I'm here with Thumper. He's a 6-year-old neutered male American Bulldog mix. He would do best probably in a home with no other dogs. He wants to be your one and only guy. He loves playing ball out in the yard, and he's currently our office dog, which means he gets to hang out with us and just lay in a bed all day long. So Thumper has been at the shelter since late October, actually, so he is one of our longest term residents. We think that that's just because a lot of people are interested in adopting a companion for another dog. Historically, Thumper's previous owner let us know that he didn't get along with other dogs. He really just likes to kind of lounge, hang out with people, and again, play ball out in the yard. If you're interested in him, we ask that you come down and meet him in person. His adoption fee is $50, and you can find him at 1580 East Seary Lane, across from the County Treasurer's Office. We are open Monday through Friday, 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. If you have any questions, you're welcome to call us, 775-751-7020.
News 25 WeatherCam is brought to you by Lerner and Rowe Injury Attorney's Office in Pahrump. In a wreck, need a check? Call 702-877-1500.
All right, taking a look outside. We're going to find out what's in store for our weekend weather right after this break.
News 25 weather is brought to you by Dairy Council of Nevada. Undeniably delicious, undeniably dairy. Enjoy what's real.
Happy Friday, Nevada. It's John Kohler from the KPVM Channel 25 Weather Studios and worldwide on the local BTV app, the app you should get on your phone because it's free and it's fun. It's an awesome app. Hey, check out Fernley, 64 degrees, Fallon, 64 degrees. Makes them weather twins, and Carson City left out of the pack. Oh, tragically, 63 degrees up there. 58 in Tonopah makes you the Cool Spot Award winners. Congratulations. Goldfield trying hard for that cool spot at 61, and Beatty perfectly wonderful at 71 degrees. 76 out in Amargosa, you're the hot spot. And Las Vegas, still a hot spot in your own right, 74 degrees. Very nice. Death Valley saw 85 degrees. Managed to avoid triple digits once again. Way to go, Death Valley. Here in the Paradise of Pahrump, let's take a look at our current temperature. 70 degrees and 72 just a little bit earlier was today's high out in Pahrump. Winds out of the west kindly to just 9 miles per hour as the sun rose this morning at 6:12 in all its glory, hope, and promise for a new day. Setting this evening, let's look forward at 7:16, picking up another couple of minutes of daylight, and low tonight at 49 degrees will be super nice under clear skies. Beautiful star watching for you to enjoy as we start out the weekend. And what does the rest of the weekend hold? Well, look at this, 10 mile per hour winds tomorrow. Temperatures up to 78 degrees. Sunday, look at that, 82 degrees, a little bit of cloud cover. That will, come and go throughout the week. But I picked Sunday as the best day all week. Congratulations, Sunday. You're going to be a dinger. 82 degree high. And as we head on into the rest of the week, well, a little bit of winds kicking up, temperatures kicking down. We'll end up comfortably in the mid 70s throughout the rest of the week. A little bit of cloud cover, but no rain to look forward to. So that's pretty nice. Great weekend ahead. Hope you enjoy it. And we will catch you on the other side. Back to the desk. Here's Deanna.
All right, don't forget that the Southern Inyo County Fire Protection District is having their art festival, and of course that poker tour that will be happening all day on Saturday there in Tacoma to help raise funds for their volunteer fire department. And of course you can find out more by going to the Southern Inyo County Fire Protection District's Facebook page, of course, or you can just drive out to Tacoma and find out all about it. And of course the Nye Communities Coalition is going to be hosting the Seroptimus Women's Fair, and that will start at 11 a.m. on Saturday. That's at 1020 East Wilson. And of course everybody come on down. There's going to be so much fun down there, and that will be in the NAC Center. So you can find out more about that, of course, by going to the Seroptimus Facebook page as well. And all these things are posted on our KPVM Facebook page. We hope you have a wonderful weekend. We'll see you back here on Monday. I'm Deanna O'Donnell. Good night.